Welcome back, everybody. My name's Andy. This is Let's Play All the Games. Ethan Carter has up and vanished. It's up to us to find him. We are playing the role of Paul Prospero, Writer-Detective. That's pretty much all you need to know the backstory. Episode 1 there. If you missed it, go check it out. We saw some nefarious things happening, including a guy getting his ass run over by a train, losing both limbs. But that's what happens when you try to kill our boy Ethan. So that was thankfully taken care of. Now we're just running further down the train tracks. You can see we got some empty coal cars here. That ties right in with my West Virginia theory. But let's see if there's anything else around here. Oh, what's that? That's, shiny in the distance. There it is. That's what I was looking for. So this is some strange white thing. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's like a little puzzle guidepost thing. Looks a little high-tech, doesn't it? Let's take a look at this here. This is one of those side stories I've been telling you about that are off the beaten path, if you will. You just kind of have to brute force this. Thankfully, it's pretty simple. And, whoa, okay, spaceman with a bowl helmet. This just became the X-Files. I'm chasing an astronaut through the woods. Once again, I'm Robert Patrick. Excuse me, astronaut, have you seen this boy? Are you Ethan? Come back here, Ethan. Are you Ethan? I don't know who the hell you are. Why you're an astronaut in these woods, and I think it's the 60s, or 70s. I've been trying to place the time frame of this, by the way. I think it's either the 60s or 70s, late 60s, well, early 70s. I'll be honest, I can't remember when the withdrawal from Vietnam started happening. I need to look that up. I believe that was in the 70s sometime, early 70s. But the reason for that being, of course, that newspaper said as such that withdrawal was partially complete. So it has to be maybe after that. Then again, it could be now. Looking at the clothing of people, I can't really... It's sort of timeless. I can't date it based off of that. This guy's spacesuit, we'll talk more about that here in a second as you understand why I would try to date his spacesuit of all things. That'll make sense here in a second. As we follow him through the woods, this really is an X-Files episode just waiting to happen. Where'd you go, buddy? There you are. Okay. Yeah, so basically you find him, you chase him through the woods. Okay. We have found the Pokeball. He gets sucked back up to his Pokeball, so naturally, what are we going to do? We're going to follow him because we're stupid. Oh, shit. Well, sorry, Ethan, but it looks like the time has come to fuck off into space! Hello, cloud cover. This is clown control to Mao Zedong. Houston, we gone, over. I forget. Oh, yeah, okay. This is pretty cool. This is kind of like the time tunnel. Things are getting a little wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey on us. At the same time, it's like the Doctor Who time tunnel, but also kind of mixed with hyperspace effects from Star Wars. So it's actually a really cool effect. I do like it a lot. I'm a little scared about where it's taking us in the fiction, but don't worry. We'll get grounded soon enough as we go for a magic carpet ride unexpectedly. I really wish Steppenwolf was playing during that. That would be pretty awesome. Okay, we've arrived. And this is pretty. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty, and it looks like we're not the only ones who have been fucked off into space. Hello, guys. Can't really do much in here. I did notice this was interesting. If you look carefully, let me rotate around here so you can try to see it. Yeah, extraterrestrial containment capsule. I always thought that was a nice touch. It doesn't mean anything. It has no bearing on the plot. I just liked it. Not much you could do in here except apparently look at that. So, it's story time. Narrator voice prepared. What do we got? Fangs. The beast had fangs, but was heavy and slow, so when it saw the light in the sky, it waited, thinking the light would go out, like the others before it. When it did not, the beast rose up on its legs and went to the place where the fire was still burning. As the orange light died, another took its place. This one was blue, a bright and pure blue that the creature had only seen along the edges of the stars. The beast showed its fangs, and the light vanished. A moment later, the light appeared again, between two distant trees. The beast wanted to go home, but could not ignore the light, so it chased it deeper into the forest. When the light stopped, it did so in a clearing of trees. The beast entered the circle, feeling no fear. The trees turned toward the beast, pointing at it like needles, but the tops of the trees lowered and dug into the ground. The trunks and roots were raised into the air and closed around the beast like walls. As the ground disappeared, the beast realized it would never use its fangs again. I have no idea what the fuck that's even about. That is just a fucked up, very strange story. Oh.
Stories, stories. Always with the stories.
Get out!
I read the Fangs one. I liked the Beast. At least he gets to leave this goddamn place.
So that's a nice little bit of info there. That places, I think, Travis as Ethan's older brother. That would fit. We can read this here. Abstruse Tales. Let's read the text here. America's finest science fiction. From January 1964. Yellow Heroes of Mars. Not quite sure what message Travis is trying to relay there. Let's go ahead and put that back. So, obviously that spaceman was a little bit older, the idea of it. He looked modern and old at the same time. The reason I was trying to talk about dating his spacesuit is because I was kind of thinking that, you know, there's certain sci-fi tropes that exist in certain eras. You can see that that magazine is from the 60s. We're well past the 60s based on that newspaper article. I don't really know, you know, and it could be now for all I know. So that was just kind of a cool little diversion. By now you figured out that these little diversion things we're seeing, these are Ethan's stories. They're kind of stuck here. They can't really leave. You can hear that from his brother Travis's comment there. Not really sure what that means, what's going on there exactly. However, it does seem that Ethan is at least sort of original and has an imagination and is just kind of trying to get out. He's restless. He doesn't want to be here. And honestly, I get that too. As beautiful as this place is, if you're stuck here, it's a prison. Doesn't matter how pretty the prison is, it's still a prison. So there's one thing I need to backtrack and show you. I don't know what it means yet, but I need to go get it. So I'm going to cut back and do that real quick. See you in a second. Alright folks, as promised, cutting back in. First of all, two things. One, I wanted to show you this amazing vista. This is way off the path. Unless you're really exploring, you wouldn't see this, but that's just gorgeous. I mean, damn. That is perfect right there. Also, because there's a little thing over here. I don't know what this means yet. I have no idea. But we found this little acorn, except acorn become grenade. Okay, grenade. Let's go ahead and take that grenade. No idea what that means. I found something to do with it. No idea what happens after that. So that's the grenade. Gonna cut back to where we were. See you there in a second. Alright, picking up right about back where we were. We've, of course, seen the astronaut fucked off into space and picked up a grenade of all things. Now we're running down the path, quite literally. I do have the run button held down. Trying to get a little bit further into this game. Of course, at this point, there's not much else that I know of that can be found. So we're heading right back into the plot. Side story is beaten up there, taken care of. More coal cars, more little watchtower trainee things. More gorgeous scenery. Oh, hey, narration.
That was part of a pattern. Large pieces of this country were thrown away, doomed to become, and then remain, the worst versions of themselves. Beneath all that rot, dark things grow.
As they're wont to do when you're, you know, covered in rot. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. Specifically, we're getting to a dam. God, I love fall. Look at that tree. That's just awesome. Also, that's a, yeah, interesting place for a tree to grow. That's kind of cool. A little outcropping there. I'll try not to gush too much more about the scenery.
Version of people hurting each other, hurting themselves. We blame it on compulsion, selfishness, madness. I suppose the idea is, if you name a thing, you can control it. There are things in this world that cannot be named.
Like what? Oh, wait, he's not going to name them. That's a little bothersome when you start not giving your bad guys names. That's getting a little Cthulhu up in here. Okay, so yeah, I did go right to this on purpose. I had found it before. So apparently I can chuck the grenade here. Let's go ahead and chuck a grenade. I guess that's how Paul Prospero, writer detective, does his fishing. Not much of a catch today, as I can, at least as far as the eye can see. I have no idea what that did. I have a feeling it's going to affect something later in the game, but as of right now, it does nothing other than I threw a grenade into a lake. I mean, you know, for recreational purposes, it's good times. But now we're getting to a town, or at least a couple of houses. First of all, this creepy-ass house on the hill. Guys, pro tip from me, Paul Prospero, writer detective. Don't build your house on a cliff. Actually, the hell with this Paul Prospero thing. Pro tip from me, Andy. Don't build your house on a fucking cliff like that. Look at that thing. That is a one-way ticket to the lake. That's just going to happen eventually. It's already tilted. Not fun. Over here we got kind of decrepit, but looks like it was once a really nice and kind of big place. Let's go ahead and check that out first. I'm kind of, I kind of like that architecture. I mean, it's, if it was in good repair and maybe, had some modern amenities to it. But yeah, that's a pretty big honking place. Let's go ahead and take a peek in here, see what we can find. Well, signs of civilization. That's the first thing so far. What do we got? Oh, kitchen.
You need to talk to your
And narration.
Poking around in the old Vandergriff house again. Said he found some secret room.
Yeah, really?
The old Vandergriff house.
Okay, I will go talk to him.
Somebody sounds reluctant. I got this feeling the old Vandergriff house is leaning over a cliff right now, if you take my meaning. Let's keep exploring these rooms here.
What did you do? What did you wake up?
Nothing. I found a room, I walked into it, that's it.
Okay, you're living in Creepy Town when you did something wrong and your mom's first question to you is, what did you wake up? That's not good. You were living in the wrong place. Not a place conducive to raising children.
You can feel it,
Oh,
right?
here we go.
Something coming from the Vandergriff house.
Oh, good.
I can feel it. Ethan disturbed the sleeper. He must be punished.
Oh, good. Ethan was exploring because, he's a little boy trapped in, Nowhereville, and apparently woke up the sleeper, which nobody remembered to tell him existed in the house next door, the only place he had to explore. P.S. Apparently, Mom is drinking the Kool-Aid. That's not good.
Pop, they're getting worse. They keep talking about this thing, this sleeper.
I know. What I don't know is if it's real or not.
Okay, so that was Ed. And Ed seems to be on the firmly not really believing in this thing or cagey about it side. So that's pretty good. I like Ed. I think Ed's a good dude. He obviously got controlled a little bit there at the end, but I still think Ed's a good guy. I like to believe that.
Travis, leave the boy alone. I see how you've been looking at it.
I've seen the end of this conversation. Or at least its ultimate end. You don't even know, do you? You don't know what's going on. That's like, the first thing you hear when you walk into Silent Hill. Somebody always knows, but they're not telling you. Anything in here? Conversation with? Oh, there we go.
It's the only way. It wants Ethan. You're crazy. You've all gone crazy.
So apparently the sleeper wants Ethan. Yay. That's the basics. I think I've got one more room I can go into here. You go into all these rooms, you get a lot of backstory. This is apparently Ethan's family home. Apparently it's been a while, because this place has gone to complete and utter shit. Which makes me wonder, what the hell is happening here? What time frame is all this?
It's not my fault. I didn't mean for any of this to happen.
Yeah, I don't think you did, buddy. I think it was a complete accident.
Blamed him. Whatever it was he'd accidentally let loose, his family was convinced that hurting him would solve their problems, would soothe their disturbed minds. Whatever haunted the Carters was still here somewhere, in the wind.
So I'd like to point out that I am indeed last name Carter. However, nothing is haunting us, as far as I know. And as of yet, when I wake up and disturb the sleeper, I'm actually referring to my cat. And as of yet, he has not demanded my death for doing so. And it takes a lot to wake him up. In fact, he's sleeping on the couch next to me as I do this and isn't even waking up. He's a pretty heavy sleeper. So yeah, the sleeper. That's getting a little Cthulhu Mythos style. I don't think that's part of the Cthulhu Mythos, mind you. Not that I'm completely up on it, but it's in that style. In the manner of, if you will, Lovecraftian horseshit. Okay, so, Vandergriff house. Let's go ahead and do this. We have a note. I invoke the Boneless One, the One of Voids, destroyer of ships, and he who is feared by the winds, hear me. I'm going to assume he's actually just ordering takeout that way. Grandmaster Folklore. Let's call him Grandmaster Fuck Off. Grandmaster Fuck Off, I wish to make a pact with you to confound my enemies and protect my possessions. So I guess this guy's trying to hide his tattoo magazines. Use the doors of confusion to cloud their judgment, seal the path with falsity and guile, and permit only those who can discern every true interior to pass. That brings up an interesting point. While I understand what they're trying to make there, what that puts me in mind of is like somehow you hired Guile from Street Fighter to guard your tattoo magazines. That's where my mind is going with this. It's a scary and wonderful place, that's all I can say. And down here is gibberish, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's summoning Cthulhu. Either that or, as I said earlier, he's ordering takeout. In fact, I decided he's ordering tacos for takeout. It's Taco Tuesday, and Taco Tuesday gets really serious here in the middle of nowhere. So let's go ahead and put this back. And this is a little puzzle that I have solved once before, thankfully. It's a little confusing at first. You go through here, and this looks familiar, doesn't it? This is, in fact, the Carter house. You can see now we have these little glowy blue entranceways everywhere. Walk through these very slowly, approach them, because you can see I can swap. Now, if you remember, that's not the room that this was in the Carter house. Let's look around. That's the room it was in the Carter house. It's going to give you 3 different rooms you can swap in and out. The puzzle here is picking the right ones. This one I know to be correct. If you pick the right one, you just go through. If you pick the wrong one, it turns red and sends you back to Cthulhu Note Room. This clearly ain't it. This is, however. One problem is some of these rooms are kind of dark, so it's hard to see exactly what's what. But this should be... I think it's this... No. Is it this one? Yes, okay. And... let's see. One thing that's useful here is you can kind of see based on the windows where things should or shouldn't be. I don't think... yeah, this isn't it because there's no entrance that way. So, and that's not it because that's stairs. So it has to be this. Okay. Cool. Yeah, a little bit of detective work helps you out. Detective work. Hey, Paul Prospero in the house. But also, coming at rooms from different angles. Learning where the windows are, that'll help you a lot. This was Pop's room, I think. So, yeah, this I remember. So I should be able to tie in the view here with the windows here. And that should be it. Okay, sweet. This, of course, is a stair room. Get those oriented right. This is a long, narrow hallway, if I recall. Yep, that one. Yes. And the problem is, if you fuck this up, you gotta do the whole thing over again. Not a fan of that, but this has to be this. Okay, so there's really only one left, and I think I'm doing okay. I think I've got this. As long as I don't fuck it up in the 11th hour, I'm gonna be okay. Having said that, I just guaranteed I fucked up in the 11th hour. That's like saying I need to roll anything but a 1. Which pretty much just guarantees you're gonna roll a 1. However, this is all it could be. Woohoo! Did I get all the rooms? Oh, I have to go back through. Oh! Hello. We've found the alchemist's room, apparently. Yeah, this looks like alchemical equipment, doesn't it? In fact, I should be making potions here in Oblivion. Or Skyrim. Okay. Creepy. Let's get a good look at that. Oh, good. And a fetus. And the Necronomicon or something. Okay, Vandergriff house. Love it. What do we got? A magician once lived inside an old house and made potions that let him see the future. People from the village came to the magician's house and demanded he share his potions with them. "We want to see the future too," they told him, but the magician said no. The people from the village grew angry and burned the magician's house, but the magician knew this would happen. He had already cast a spell on his potion room. The house burned, but the room did not. The people from the valley waited, but the magician never came out. Okay, so apparently there was a magician.
You spying?
No.
No.
We haven't met Chad yet. Chad is new.
Exactly.
Nothing.
You need to stop leaving your stupid stories around. You're freaking everyone out.
And now that the room has gone back to normal, we can see it's something completely different. This is basically a homebrew distillery. They're making moonshine here, folks. Yeah, that's West Virginia. So, as I've been doing with the newspaper articles, I'll go ahead and let you read a little bit about this. I can't remember if this is the same fire or not. As you're reading this, I'll leave it here for a few more seconds for you. I do start to wonder if Ethan's stories, he's just writing about... well, like the one was obviously inspired by a sci-fi magazine of some sort. The others, I wonder if he's writing about what he sees. Like his grandfather Ed, when he was talking about the sap one, was he actually just writing about his grandfather going out in the woods to drink shine? And then this one, by the way, they're doing legit research. They're talking about apple pie shine and unflavored shine. They're actually talking about real types of shine. Oh, and this, I have no idea what this has to do with anything. I have yet to piece this together. Of course, I haven't been much further in the game, but launching an educational satellite, that's interesting. So this would put the timeline much further forward. Constant contact with the Earth for the next 5 years, hopefully longer, but that's regardless. I have no idea what that has to do with anything. So let's go ahead and put that back now that we've found our little distillery. And this would be the secret room of the Vandergriff house. Open. Thank you. And how do I get out? Oh, hey. There's a little, Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is a comforting view of my impending damn doom. Slight pun there. Yeah, but so far we have stories about moonshine, we have stories about spacemen, and we have stories about, you know, traps and saps, and oh my god, speaking of puns, why did I not refer to that story as a sappy story when I first read it to you all? Oh god, I am a failure. I have failed you all miserably by not including that pun, and I should just hate myself forever. I won't, but I should. So, we'll keep exploring here. Our next destination will hopefully be revealed to us soon. We had a choice of paths here, but I feel like... Well, I felt like initially, and I feel like now, we should stay close to this. So, following the path behind the house here. Gotta skip ahead till we find something interesting. Okay, so, coming around the bend here, we see a giant freaking church. Kind of in the middle of nowhere, and far bigger than the population we can see so far of the two houses would deserve. Kind of Nordic looking, kind of Skyrim looking. Nordic church, I wonder if that's a thing. Interesting gravestones, too. It looks to be a mix of designs. We got, like, that looks a little Celtic there. That looks a little more traditional, although it has a Celtic knot there at the top. Yeah, kind of varied. Let's see. Looking at the layout here, we have church and... we got a tower. So, okay, first of all, creepy church in the middle of nowhere where we already have people summoning Cthulhu. You kind of worry about what's in this church. You may find things you didn't want to find. And, interestingly enough, I start losing all sight back there. One problem I have with being a writer detective in this game is I don't have a flashlight. I feel woefully unprepared with that. I don't have a flashlight. What kind of detective doesn't bring a flashlight? And looks like I'm not getting up there. The stairs have long since passed away. Okay, what do we got? Okay, we've got a lamp with nothing in it. But, you know, it's a lamp. Apparently we can't use it. I'm still, you know, pissed off about that flashlight thing. I feel that, you know, I am woefully unprepared for my detective work. No flashlighting. Bad call, Paul. So... we'll inspect this. Burnt matches, we can start to piece together. This is where that initially was, that little lantern. This is actually my first time through, and this is like right up against where I've been. This is actually where the game started to come together with me, because I put the oil lamp here once I already had it, and I realized, oh wait, I'm supposed to put things back where they were, which meant I had to run all the fucking way back to the beginning, put the rock back, and solve that puzzle. So that was my initial run. This is like my third run of this section because of the failed recording attempt in the middle. So we have an oil lamp and mausoleums for days. Welcome to Mausoleumville. You know, we have more mausoleums right now than we have houses so far. That does not speak good of this place. Also, we have yet another pool of dried blood. Let's take a look at that. Brush bucket and crow carcasses. Apparently somebody was using crow blood as paint. 'Cause that's fucking normal. Yeah, question marks, no shit. And we're looking for what the fuck. Our what the fuckness is... over here somewhere. Come on, zoom in, baby. There we go. Oh, good. Our what the fuckness is in a pile of inky blackness. Well, let's go take a look. Inky blackness for days. Okay, so there should be something here. We're looking for a handle. Handle's Messiah? No, a crow. Crow T Robot? I know where he is. He's in space. We were just there. So we're looking for a crow. Ah, okay, good. It tells us where that is. That is useful. And looks like it's next to a green grave slab in the middle of a graveyard. I think we can find that. I think we have the technology. We've got our peepers peeled. Yeah, I did see that in the corner of my eye. Let's take a look at what was happening here. Somebody was trying to brick somebody up in the mausoleum. Apparently, there briefly was a Amontillado down there. Or was there? Maybe it was a lie, just like the first time. Oh. More blood down here. Signs of a struggle. Yeah, that's usually indicative of a, pile of blood, like you do. Human blood or crow? Well, it's blood, obviously, but human or crow. Weird that you have to ask that. So, oh god, there's a few of these things over here. Getting the right angle is a little tricky sometimes, but if I recall, there's a different viewpoint. No. Maybe... No. Shit, where you at? Crow. I need you. Where are you, crow? Nope. Damn it. Okay, well, at least I know it's next to one of these fucking things. I found this before. You'd think I'd remember it, but... Oh, there it is. Oh, stone crow. With some blood on its beak, interestingly enough. So we're going to take that and replace it. Incidentally, this is neither here nor there, but the Stone Crows would make an awesome name for a band. That would kick ass. I want to form a band called the Stone Crows. I'm going to get Ethan Carter to play bass. I don't know why. He just feels like a guy who plays bass. Okay, let's replace the crow. And pull it. And what do we got? Oh, apparently the crow was a flint that lighted the oil lamp. This is not normal. It's nice, it's clever, and it's like if this was an ancient ruin or something, it would make total sense. But for this to be out in the middle of what I assume to be West Virginia, in a mausoleum somewhere, that is not normal shit. This isn't normal either. Let's go ahead and inspect him. Cause of death, let's go with the chest wound. That's still there. Oh, that was post-mortem. So, they did that afterwards. Okay, I don't know why. Back wound. Single attacker, multiple attackers, we don't know. But what the shit is that? I'm not ready to touch you yet. Oh, good. Crow dagger. Apparently crows were pretty common in the mythology here. I'm pretty sure also that the crow dagger is what goes back here. And time to assess the scene. First we gotta touch dead Baldy here. Dear dead fat guy, please excuse my touching you. I touch a lot of dead bodies in this game. Okay. His spirit is leaving to tell us what happened. Ooh, scary ghost. Yeah. It's rare that a game's main mechanics are touching dead bodies, but, The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. There you go. Okay, so we have that one. That's our main. Let's see, we have here, and we have there, and I feel like down there, too. There has to be down there, because that pile of blood. Oh, yeah, duh. There's one down there, I remember now. Oh, there's two up here. Okay. So, there's no set number on how many of these little vignettes there are. This one has 5. Vignettes, is that the correct term? I feel like it is. Little scenes of the main thing. I don't know. I feel like vignettes is right there. If not, feel free to correct me. Let me know that in the comments if I'm using words wrong. I do that all the time. Okay, so chronology. Let's go ahead and start that. You're not first. You're much later. Let's see. What's first? If I remember, I screwed this up a couple of times. They're talking here. That's there. It's got to be one of these. Because I noticed they had the guy and the girl both. Okay, there they're looking for something. There they're talking. Let's start with here. That looks like an argument. I feel like an argument's going to be the start of all of this. Okay, this guy's standing there. He's unwounded there, and he's unwounded there, but something in his face. So let's start here, because yeah. Okay, I do remember this now. And here. And this guy is dead as a doornail over here, or about to become so. It's a little finicky about where you have to be looking at it to press the tag. It doesn't have like a hitbox, if you will, for the entire thing. So sometimes you're going to have to wander around to the right place to press X. That's a little annoying. Also, I'll talk about this a little more probably in the next episode, but I'm starting to lament the lack of actual people. Like I'm running into ghosts, but not people. Anyway, let's take a look at what happened.
Our boy. Chad is putting our boy in that...
Dale Carter.
Bricking him up.
Missy Carter.
To the sleeper.
Huh. Yep. I'm assuming that's his mom, and she is definitely drinking the cult Kool-Aid. As Kool-Aid flavors go, cult Kool-Aid is one of the least selling flavors, if you will. I kind of prefer grape, maybe cherry. Oh, Ethan woke up. Stabbed him in the eye. You go, Ethan. Nobody kidnaps Ethan Carter. You gotta admit, this little boy's taking care of himself. Like, he's not afraid. He's fighting all the way. I gotta give that to him.
He always has been.
Dale's weak. He's always been weak. Not good for Dale.
Chad, get off of him!
Oh, Chad is Dale's brother, so it's all the family. So, assuming Missy is the mom, which I think it's indicated, she did say our boy. So Missy's the mom, Dale's the dad, Travis is the brother, Chad is the uncle, brother of Dale, and Ed would be the grandfather of the whole thing. And Ethan is getting his ass out of there. Good job, Ethan.
What the hell's going on? Where's Ethan?
That's the question of the entire game. The one who sleeps must not sleep. That's Travis. Okay.
Ethan.
Yeah, I'm a little worried by the one who sleeps must not sleep. That doesn't feel normal to me. The insomniac must stay insomniacked. Who's that, Dave Attell? Is he the villain? Is that the dude who did Insomniac on Comedy Central? Okay, one last little scene here.
Right. Ethan's our boy.
Dad, I need to get into the mine.
What?
So Dale is fighting it too, somehow. Dale's obviously not as old as Ed. If you recall from the first episode, we talked about how it's easier for older people to
Just
fight.
keep Mom away from me, all right? She's sick. You're all sick.
Dale seems like he's able to fight right now. So next up, we got to go to the mine. I'm not sure what's happening in said mine.
Ethan disturbed something.
Yeah,
Whatever it
no
was,
shit, Paul.
it got out into the air and into the minds of his family.
And took them over easily. So, as we look off into the sunset, I'm going to go ahead and call this chapter of our Ethan Carter run there. Thanks for sticking along. I'm going to keep going till the finish. Make sure to tune back in. Next episode's going to go up very soon, as well as several other good things on the channel. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. We'll see you next time, and see if we can find out where the hell Ethan has gone. Ethan? Ethan? Hello? You in here? Ethan? Hello? Ethan?